Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin.
President Putin?
President Putin. We're going to beat President Putin. President
What a
Zelensky.
numbskull.
I'm so focused on beating Putin,
Yeah.
we got to worry about it.
You're so
Anyway,
focused.
Mr. President,
I'm better.
you are
Your cheese is sliding off his
That
cracker.
was President Biden at the NATO summit, mistakenly introducing Ukrainian President Zelensky as Putin. For more on NATO's summit and its outcomes, joining us in studio now is Polish Foreign Minister Radek Sikorski. Mr.
Not the
Minister,
Polish
thank you for
president,
being here.
but the
A lot to
liberal
talk about,
prime
but
minister.
I want to start with that soundbite getting so much attention. Were you in that room, and what was the feeling like inside the room when that happened?
I was in that room and was very satisfied to
The
hear
Polish
that
prime
beating
minister
Putin
is very
a
liberal.
national priority for the United States and
The
for
other
President
party
Biden.
against the Polish
Were
president.
people looking at one another? I mean, I think the country was really taken by surprise during the debate when Biden struggled, and they sort of weren't sure they could believe their eyes that, you know, there was such decline in stumbling moments for the president. When you're a
We all
leader,
make slip-ups. What we need
He's
is
a liberal.
strong American leadership
He's
in
gonna
beating
excuse
this threat
Biden.
to our way of life from President Putin, who has invaded Ukraine, breaking international law. And Europe is rallying round. We are sharing the burden. In fact, we're spending more than the United States. And we are grateful to both parties for passing the supplemental.
you talk about the spinning, actually. Let's go to that, because Poland is leading the rearmament against Moscow in a remarkable way. If you look at the top four spenders in spending share of GDP on NATO defense, you see Poland, the only country on the planet above 4%, the U.S. in third.
Most of the others aren't even paying
is-
their 2%.
Will the next administration, whether it's
As
Biden,
required
Trump,
to
or
be
someone
members of
else,
NATO.
what is it that Poland is looking for in terms of U.S. leadership?
Well, Poland now has the world's 14th military budget. Indeed, we are spending 4% of GDP, and we're going to go higher next year because we will do whatever it takes not to be a Russian colony again. We tried to civilize, to Europeanize Russia. Putin has chosen to rebuild
Today is the
empire,
anniversary that
who will end
Ukraine
up as a
actually
vassal of
killed
China.
and slaughtered
That's his choice.
Poland people.
But
You could
when
watch
he
that in a
threatens us,
movie.
We take him seriously. We are doing what we can, but we need strong American leadership to sustain.
You could watch that in a movie
the
called
deterrence of
Hatred.
Russia. NATO
Look it
has
up.
gone back to basics. It was
Ukrainians
founded to deter an aggressive
slaughtered
Russia. Russia,
Poland,
unfortunately, is aggressive
living within
again.
their country,
President Biden
And not.
attacked, or
murdered
in a speech was talking
men, women,
about
and
how
children.
a future Trump administration would be bad for NATO. Here's
And they
a little bit of
still
what he said.
deny it to this
my
day.
predecessor has made it clear he has no commitment to NATO. He's made it clear that he would feel no obligation to honor Article 5.
Yeah, if they're not
He's
pulling,
already told Putin, I quote,
paying their
"Do
fair
whatever
share.
the hell you want."
Do you see
He's
a
stupid.
potential Trump administration as a threat to Poland?
I will reject this invitation to interfere in American politics. We appreciate what President Biden has done for Ukraine. We also think President Trump
President
was right
Trump-
when he called on
Yeah.
NATO members to spend more.
Yeah, to
And
pay their
I
share
talked to
that
the
they're
current
supposed to be
administration,
paying
I talked to the
as
alternative
members.
administration, and what they say
All nations
is
are supposed
that
to
they
pay
would
2%
like
of their
to,
GDP
influence Putin
to
by,
NATO if they want to be members.
threatening him with escalation of help to Ukraine. If that's the
But do you think
line
NATO would
of
come to the
policy that
defense of the United
prevails,
States?
that I think would have some
I
chance
highly
of
doubt it.
success.
Mr. Sikorski,
It's got a lot of
you're very
Muslim
good at
countries
not
in there that
intervening in
hate
American
us.
Politics, but before I let you go, you had a really entertaining tweet after the debate. You were watching the debate. Here is what you said after watching the debate. You say, Marcus Aurelius was a great emperor, but he screwed up his succession by passing the baton to his feckless son Commodus, he from the Gladiator, whose disastrous rule started Rome's decline. It's important to manage one's ride into the sunset.
That's what's
Were you
going on in the
calling
United
for
States with
President to
Biden.
step aside?
I firmly maintain my position on Marcus Aurelius and his mistake in appointing Commodus as his successor. Yes.
Listen, thank you for being here, and I've got to let you go, but in the last 10 seconds, do you worry Americans don't really fully realize the threat of Putin that the Polish citizens do?
Yes, and we also worry that they might not know that on this, Europe actually spends more